3A men's season all coming down to this. Vikings, Wolfpack, Kinston, Walkertown, and the ball is in the air. We are underway. Our broadcast presented by Riddle and Riddle Injury Lawyers, coming your way from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Championship game.
Walkertown is in the zone, 2-1-2.
It's out. Herring rims out. Boy, look at the length there on the rebound. And finally into the hands of McKendy's. Looks out front, a little stop, and deliver. Rolls off the front of the iron on Wiley, and neither team able to score on their first trip. Ball out of bounds, but last touched by Walkertown. Here's a look at the Kinston starting lineup. Going to be the combo of Kuntz, Chambers, Wiggins, Washington, and Herring on the Tatum and Atkinson starting lineup.
And their role guards, Washington's really a nice player. They're role guards in a way. They have no inside presence. As you could say, you know, they have nothing. They're going to play it outside. Walkertown's playing zone.
Not their MO, at least, right? Anything on the interior.
No,
you're going to see that on both sides.
They're making adjustments.
Quick takeaway. There's A.J. Durant, one of the juniors at 6'5", the forward, and thinking about stopping and taking one with Rico Daniels, and by the time he restarted, there was a traveling violation in effect. Wiley, McKendy's, Daniels, Grady, and Durant, the starters. Again, all of our starting lineups brought to you by Tatum and Atkinson. Tatum and Atkinson, sponsors of our starting lineups. Injured in a car wreck? Call the heavy hitters at Tatum and Atkinson. How about the starting unit we just showed you a moment ago there for the other team, Coach?
Very similar. Both teams are very similar in play. This is going to be a game that's going down to the wire. I really do believe that, if you take care of the ball.
You believe these two teams are mirror images of one another in many ways.
Yes. And
there's a look at the head man. Of course, the name familiar, Daniels, Richard Daniels. And then Perry Tyndall, who is calling the shots for this Kinston squad. 21-3, 8-2 in the conference. And for Walkertown, a 20-win club also, 20-8 on the year under Coach Daniels. So these teams well equipped in working their way here. You think about the playoff run for Kinston, regional champ over Martin County, so many good teams. Big win on a big stage to get here. And then obviously for Walkertown, winning against Shelby to make the fourth round for the first time in school history. And well, you know what that means about this is the first time in school history. Walkertown set to inbound now. First point's hard to come by. It's a familiar refrain sometimes in a building like this.
It's going to happen. Probably the first quarter. Nice offense.
Some of those jitters, some of those nerves, some of them just straight adjustments on the length of the floor and the depth perception of the rim. And that is turned aside with force by Chambers.
Good transition defense by Walkertown.
You know, Chambers may think it's football. He's a Marshall football commit. He's in the right colors, right? That green. And the senior has the rejection on the other end. Rising above, but he can't make contact with the rim, and it's Walkertown's.
Very bad selection of shots there.
Well, there's going to be a foul call as Herring was trying to reach in there. Have not yet introduced you to our officials, but they are out of the Southeastern Officials Association in the Fayetteville area. Kevin Williamson, Joshua Owens, and Bryce Spiegel, the trio, handling things in this one. Congratulations to that trio. Again, it is an honor to be selected as an official in one of these state championship games. This is the one they're chosen to work. After putting it on the deck, a little back and forth, and it's in the hands of Herring. Herring's the leader, the junior. He's one of three all-conference players. Herring, Wiggins, Washington. We could really call them the big three if we wanted to, Coach. All of those all-conference performers for the guys in green.
Exactly right. And Washington's a nice player. Nice player. They are not going to just take a three, I'll tell you that. They're very disciplined there.
Keenan Grady is the lone all-conference performer in the starting lineup for Walkertown. Of course, Jordan Autry comes off the bench, and the junior received that honor as well. So just a tremendous player wearing jersey number 10, and on cue, it's in his hands.
It's good defense. Not taking any chances.
Candies, and that'll be lost beyond the end line and belongs to Kinston. What are you seeing early from these two as they try to find their scoring and their rhythm?
They're trying to find. It's like practice. They're trying to just figure out, settle in each one.
Just never as easy as it looks or as easy as you planned it out or mapped it out when you rolled off the bus.
The thing about it is the defenses, two defenses doing that. They're making it tough.
Yeah, sometimes we say the offenses are struggling when in reality the defenses are making it difficult. Out front, this should be the first points of the contest. It will. A.J. Durant laying them home. The junior will have the first bucket of the game.
Someone missed the assignment there. So this zone is like slowing Kinston down. And Kinston knows right away they're not going to shoot the three automatic. They're very patient, which is good. You need to attack that. You need to go into the gaps. You need to go. You can't. Passing is not going to get done.
Just the one bucket thus far, and the Wolfpack trying to double their pleasure right now. Guess who tried to put it back? That was Durant. His follow won't go. Here comes Kinston again. Nice control for Keyshawn Herring. You know, you talk to the Vikings, they'll tell you Keyshawn Herring is the leader. The junior showing his skill set right there. Again, one of those big three, Genesis Wiggins, Jamarian Washington would complete that trio we're talking about.
It's a solid man-to-man. They're not over-pressuring anything. They're just playing solid, keep them in front of you, which is tough to do.
Nearly a straight takeaway, and now we get the clenched fist and the whistle of the foul call. Standing by to enter the contest is Jordan Autry. We mentioned he's an all-conference performer. You'll see him in the lineup on the other side of the break. Just a bucket apiece with 3 and change to go in the first. Original Grills has been giving you a window into the fans who've made the trip to the state championship environment. Here's a look at the Original Grills fan cam. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. These two teams have certainly elevated their game. Vikings and Wolfpack elevating it to the point of making it into the state championship round. And Coach, what have you seen from these two in this first quarter?
Game hasn't started yet. One team's played zone and one plays man. Here we go.
What a way to say it. And a little touch is there and one opportunity coming. They will gather up around Washington. You said he's a special player, Coach. The junior shows you why right here. Walk us through this.
That's defensive. He stole that ball. It was nice. And they've scored 2 baskets have been scored in this game, both in transition. You know, the half-court defense is doing great. Kingston's running a man, and Walkertown's doing his zone.
For the Vikings, he's going to the line for a Tatum and Atkinson free throw opportunity.
He is lefty, too.
A southpaw out there, no less.
Yeah.
And getting the job done. Free throw is good. Just like that, Kinston out front. Breather for Rico Daniels. Candies back in the mix. Told you going to break, Jordan Autry was out there. He wears jersey number 12. He's going to have to help out right here and won't be able to get there in time as it'll stay this direction. But Autry's a junior guard. He's all conference along with Grady. And he's one of the first off the bench for this Walkertown squad.
Kingston came out and trapped there real quickly, and they almost got a turnover.
There's a look at Autry.
So a different look there. So trying to get a feel for each team right now.
There's one of double-digit subs available on that Walkertown bench. The Wolfpack bench is deep. Speaking of Grady, he'll work it around to the far side, and Autry loses the handle. Football pass, completion is made. How about
right now,
the
transition.
job by Kuntz right there?
Take care of the basketball.
Here Kuntz with his first bucket of the game, both 15s. He and Durant involved early. Fans getting in behind them, and a lower bowl that is filling up here at Lawrence Joel. Speaking of Durant, he weaves right through and answers his counterpart wearing jersey number 15.
That was nice patience. They could have went and took a quick shot. That was very good patience.
could see you settling in here, Coach. You're seeing these players settle in, and you like what both these teams can bring to the table.
Neither team is what I call jacking up threes. That's a good three. That's a good three.
Well, not only is it a good take of the three, it is a good three in that it's through the hoop. Brennan Chambers getting the job done. That's a Paramount Auto three-pointer. Little stop and go. Autry can't get it to fall. Follows his own shot. Still going for it. And his all-conference teammate was there, Grady. Neither of their shots will go down.
That wasn't a good offensive possession.
Have to get used to these rims, have to get used to the depth perception, length of the floor, all those things we've been talking about. Not taking any getting used to for Washington right now. The junior with another bucket, and it's Kinston with a 12-4 split on the start.
That's where Walkertown, they broke down defensively. They broke down. He just drove right to the basket. If you get by the front line of his own, you can go right to the basket.
Well, a little floater in the lane there. It was a beautiful finish when all was said and done. And you're right, Coach. Look at the way Washington does that. No real surprise right now what we're seeing in terms of the big three making their mark. Take me inside that Kinston huddle right now. What's the conversation about how well things are going?
I think offensively, they're taking better shots. The last two possessions, the shots were very good.
For the split on the start of our broadcast presented by Riddle Injury Lawyers of the work here in Winston-Salem on Championship Friday in North Carolina.
This is a different look.
Turned aside. That was Chambers again. Scooped up by Grady.
Yeah, be patient.
Grady decided to go coast to coast, but he couldn't finish. Kuntz, plenty of elevation. Pulled down by Durant. Now slowing it up just a little bit.
They're not nervous, that's for sure.
Eric Wiley, the senior. No, these are game faces. Now he stepped out of bounds, but that was the contact by Wiggins that caused that as much as anything, as Grady will give the basketball aside. And Genesis Wiggins was getting ready to inbound it. Got a change coming for Kinston. Jalen Hawkins into the game. Hawkins is senior, seeing his first action of the state championship environment. Ball inbound to Herring. Tell me about Keyshawn Herring, who has the basketball coming up the floor with it.
Well, 51% from the field, and he's the lead scorer. I want to see how 51% is high. So he's taking good shots.
Well, he tried to lob that inside as a pass, but it was not to be. Speaking of lobbing one inside, this is in Durant's direction, cleaned up by Wiley. Contact there, no whistle as it goes out of the hands of Autry. Back and forth continues, none of which has involved any scoring of late. Final seconds of the first. Rolls off the front of the iron, and it's that 12-4 start for Kinston that stands up after 1 quarter of action. Walkertown and Kinston into it now. One stanza in the books as they battle it out for the 3A men's title. One quarter behind us in the championship game between Kinston and Walkertown. Here's a look at the arthritis knee pain center statistics from the first. What are your takeaways?
Well, I think right away is that they had a couple turnovers. Walkertown had a couple turnovers that really stopped them from scoring when they needed to score. But
well, that ended up being arthritis knee pain center's relief without surgery or opioids. Reminder that they're sponsoring our stats. Points in the paint brought your way by Ready to Roll Garage Doors, Raleigh's garage door experts, and you can see doubling them up right now. Kinston, when it comes to the Ready to Roll points in the paint.
Walkertown defensively has to get back because they're going to be a transition because Kinston wants to run.
3 from the corner, true. There's Jaden McKendy's again, and here's a key Paramount Auto three-pointer from McKendy's. Paramount Key of Asheville. You can find out more at ParamountAuto.com on each 3-ball today. We remind you to check out Paramount Auto.
Walkertown has to really tighten up their zone because Kinston doesn't really want to shoot the 3. They want to drive the ball to the basket.
As you said, on cue. Washington with the take.
Have to contain that ball. Walkertown has to contain the perimeter.
Washington goes right toward the hoop, and Washington already has 7 in the contest. He's got 7 of the 14 Kinston has scored.
The shot selection is big here.
And there's Autry. A couple of times he tried it, once from distance, once from the interior. He's now in the scorebook. Remember, an all-conference performer in his own right.
They cannot get beat on the perimeter, which is getting beat.
Look who's going to the hoop here. Wiggins. Doesn't matter if it's Washington, Wiggins, Herring. Plenty of confidence for the group in green right now.
It's a little too easy.
16-9 to split. Washington, we said, was 7. Leading the way.
Dribbling
on this
or
end.
getting more trouble in basketball. dribbling.
It's kind of part of what you have to do to play the game, right, Coach?
You don't. You really don't.
Coach Kevin Cantwell saying you don't really have to dribble it.
So,
in this instance, no dribble was necessary. Grady takes it straight up and in.
Well, literally. I don't mean
Walkertown with a bucket. The lead just 5 now.
I say wasted dribbles. That's
there you
probably
go.
The best.
Extra dribbles, yeah. Unnecessary dribbles. Coach's nightmare. Back out top to Herring. He goes down the lane. Herring with another bucket. You know, Herring with a couple of buckets already in the contest. Wiggins has been there. Washington leading the way. Just impressive what this trio can do. And they're not alone. Surrounding cast members, tremendous as well. We've seen Chambers and Kuntz make their mark. This is a solid group. The Kinston Vikings. Tapped up, tapped into the seats, about 10 rows deep. That'll keep you awake back there. And it comes right back to
now I see
floor.
how Herring shoots 51%. They just take layups. I mean, they're driving the ball right to the basket.
When you're on point blank range, you're going to have that. And Justin Gooding into the contest. He'll come right out top and cover Daniels. Highlighted Gooding out front for you. He's contesting here. It'll be a turned aside possession as Kuntz has it and back into the hands of Gooding just that quick. Here's Herring.
That's just a bad shot.
Everything slowed up to Herring.
You need to pack it back because Kinston does not want to shoot threes.
All right, put that in layman's language for everybody at home.
Well, they shot it there, but initially they don't want to shoot a three. They want to go to, they want to penetrate.
We'll get to it in a moment. It's a Paramount Kia of Asheville three-pointer once again. ParamountAuto.com. Sponsors of those threes, and just like that, Kinston out front 21-11. I ask you to put that in layman's terms, pack the back. Walk everybody through what you're talking about there, Coach.
Got to pack it back because as soon as they're trying to beat you,
yes.
and if they beat you on the perimeter, they're going to need a layup.
You're trying to compensate for that drive to the bucket that we've seen earlier, and the tough part with Kinston is they can do what we just saw there. Trying a three of his own, Autry won't go. Appropriately named to be a sharpshooter from the outside, right? Autry. Right. Gotta love a name like that when you're looking for a sharpshooter. He tried to jump that, could not get the basketball. And a drive to the baseline by Chambers. And here comes Autry. Other end. And we got an offensive call. Stepping in, taking the charge, 1-5. Kuntz, and it is headed the other way. This is worth another look.
Yeah. At 4-on-1 break. 4-on-1 break, you never pass the ball. There's 4 guys there.
And it ends up being a player control foul in the end.
Tough.
Hey, a reminder, we are moments away from halftime. Air Experts Heating and Cooling halftime report will be coming your way. We'll have a special interview with Q Tucker, Commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. You'll see more highlights just like the one you saw the replay of there. To go along with it, we'll have the numbers, all that coming your way as part of the Air Experts Heating and Cooling halftime report. 4 and change left until we get there. Nice aggressive from Durant, and he's able to get back. It's a long three, back of the iron. Eventually gathered up by Chambers. He's fighting for real estate in there, and it's tapped out to Washington. What a possession this is proving to be for Kinston. Talk about second chance points. How about fourth or fifth chance points?
Exactly. It all started out with a missed three. But you just pack it back, depending. If you don't want them to shoot threes, get out there. Let them shoot threes, back it up. I don't want them to drive, to be honest with you.
Well, they're driving now.
I don't want them to drive.
Underneath the hoop, but that's going to be a traveling violation. So it'll go the other way.
I would rather see Kinston shoot threes than drive. I really would.
Take a look at the sharpshooters we've seen in this one. It all shakes out to a 10-point advantage for the Vikings at the moment. Well, you want to stick around at the conclusion of this game. We will select the Akeem Anastapoulos play of the game. Don't scream, call Akeem. Dial 800 all sevens. Akeem Anastapoulos, sponsors of our play of the game. We will also select a player of the game, brought to you by Riddle and Riddle. When justice counts, Riddle and Riddle, and candidates beginning to emerge for our player of the game. You know, Washington right now for Kinston has 7 to lead all scorers. You got a handful of different players led by Durant, who have a bucket or two apiece on the Walkertown side of things. But the lead right now steady at double digits with 3:38 to play in the second.
Walkertown really has to watch it right now. They have to watch because they have to stay in this game. They could get, they're getting beat on the boards. They're getting beat in turnovers. I mean, they're getting turned over, and at the same time, they're not shooting the ball well. So,
well, I think on
it's
this,
a crucial time right now.
A couple of 3-pointers for Kinston connected on in this game. Not to mention the fact that they're shooting 40% overall in the contest, with a lot of that work being done in the paint. So it's been from within and from without for the Vikings. Well, play continues. Kinston fans beside themselves, but we roll on. Little stop pop, and it ends up working beautifully. Nice little teardrop in there to cut it to 21-13. Answer on the other end is going to require free throws as Herring is set to go to the line. Foul on Grady this time around, and for Grady, that's going to be, I believe, let me double check it and make sure, his first personal, and it is.
Transition offense, Kinston wants to go every time they take it and go. And Walkertown has to get back. They're getting beat on transition.
See-through construction free throw.
Have to get back on.
Is a little too deep. All of our free throws in this second quarter brought to you by See-Through Construction, your contractor of choice on the OBX. See-Through Construction. Spent some time out on the Outer Banks along the way?
No.
Beautiful part of the state.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's way out there.
It is. You got to make a day trip of it.
It's way out there.
More than a day trip of it, I should say. You got to take some time out there. North Carolina, such a state with vast resources. These players coming your way from all over the state across this championship environment on a long week of championships, and long in a very good way.
Some of a different look now.
Championships in Winston-Salem today. Glad to have you with us on Sinclair stations all across the Carolinas and the Outer Banks and beyond. And saving it in, but right into the hands of Wiggins. Directing a little traffic that time was Washington. He was calling for a little help from Chambers. It'll go into Herring's hands. 22-13 with 2:38 to go. Out of the east. A little too strong. Somehow gets it back. And tosses it off to Chambers, who finishes relentlessly.
Washington's a tough play. That was a very good pass, but it was a great move by Washington. He missed it. What an offensive rebound.
He's trying to throw something up. He is Wiley, and that's going to be a traveling violation. Seen it the other way. And, Coach, I go to your point from a moment ago. Wolfpack have to be very careful right here that Kinston doesn't slide away and hide.
They're not, offensively, they're not together. They're everybody's going one-on-one a little bit. Have to take their time.
Tyndall and his staff doing a really nice job. Of course, that staff including Tad Parsons, Jackson Fink, Carson Shepard, Tigger Clark, and Danny Ford. Those individuals who've done such a nice job to complete the staff with Perry Tyndall. Again, Tad Parson, Jackson Fink, Carson Shepard, Tigger Clark, and Danny Ford. Just a nice job he's done putting this staff together. And boy, have they responded to them thus far today. Here's a nice look for Walkertown. Boy, good fake of his own for Grady there to create some space to score.
But Kinston, I agree with what Kinston did. A half-court trap, they try to steal it, and that's what you do if you don't get through. You give a layup, but that's all right.
Daniels' squad trying to react, trying to respond. There was what appeared to be a block. They're going to call that a tie-up, and the possession arrow will keep it where it is. Should mention on the inbound here, let's take a look at this.
Quite a big, I thought he got him there. He fouled right in the head.
It ended up being a jump ball call. Alternating possession error keeps it here. Kinston to inbound.
I'm not sure what they're in. They go man and then they send.
That kicked out. Wolfpack, by the way, under the direction of Richard Daniels. Of course, his assistants, Mike Grace, Kenny Anderson. You knew a guy by that name, right? Kendrick Williams, Gerard Jackson, Jonathan Douglas, Sean Payton, the group of assistants that Coach Daniels has working with him. Takes a whole team to get here. They do a nice job preparing them. And how prepared was he for this? Coots again from underneath.
Defensively, Walkertown, I'm not sure what's going on. They're not man, but it's very loosey-goosey. I'm not sure what it is.
Well, what kind of terminology would you put on it? You got to think about that one for a little bit. Inside the final minute of the first half. First half that has been all Kinston since the scoring finally started in the latter stages of that first period. Nice job to recover there for Wiley.
Good defense. Kingston's really good. They're really good.
And they've shown it on the scoreboard, up 11 at the moment. Walkertown turned aside, blocked by Chambers. Possession preserved. Koontz and company. Out front it goes, laid home by Washington. Jamarian Washington again, one of the 3 all-conference performers with Herring and Wiggins. Stop, pop, Wiley has a bucket.
Good shot, good make.
10 seconds remaining in the opening half. Three's wide open. The welcome mat was rolled out, but it's too strong. Out of Chambers' hands. Big heave the other way, nothing doing. 28-17 will be the halftime score. How about this first half?
I think Walkertown is really happy with it. They let it down because they really got diffused.
They'll be looking to make some adjustments at the intermission. It's coming your way next. The Air Experts Heating and Cooling halftime report. You're going to hear from Q Tucker, the commissioner of the association. You're also going to see first half highlights, stats, all that coming your way. That's the heating and cooling. For the Walkertown Wolfpack, it has been a memorable year, a year of firsts. First region, first state championship appearance, and the goal, not just be happy to be here, but to win it. They need a spurt in order to do that. And Coach, this team's been known for some. They went on a 7-0 run in the semis to end the first half, went on a 13-0 run to end the third quarter in that game. They're going to need a run somewhat similar to claw right back into this one.
They would have to share the ball more. They really have to pass it around, get him inside like that.
The trio of brothers, the coaching connection there of memory, and transition was the focus in their run through the playoffs. They need those type of transition buckets. As you see a look at the head man for this group, what a group it has been. They play hard. He talked about how much they deserve it because they're a group that fights to the end. He's going to need them to do that this time around for sure. But he talked so much about how, you know, coaching and this team and in the state,
some of
this
these
dynamic team is ready to work, and they're going to have to here. Find themselves down 28-17 as they go to work. This crew looking for a first trip to remember. And, you know, Coach, we talk about the journeys here so many times. Could not be more different. It's a tale of 2 trips for these 2 schools. One that journeyed 188 miles and a 3-hour tour in terms of Kinston, and the other 17 minutes away, just 7 miles away for Walkertown. But it all comes down to a championship environment. And here's a straight takeaway by Koontz, taken right back by Grady, and he'll stop, fire it, won't work, and is pulled down by Wiggins. All right, I always like to ask you at this point, what are your adjustments going into this second half?
Well, you know, Walkertown did they made an adjustment. They came out man-to-man. Now they have to contain the ball because these guys on Kinston can drive the ball hard to the basket. They didn't contain it that time.
Well, did you say something about driving it well to the basket?
Yeah.
Guess who just did? There's a look at Herring again. The lead grows. Here come the guys in green one more time. Kuntz. A little too strong. Rebound, McKendy's. Walkertown, beneficiary of a couple of missed shots there. Let's see if they can string something together. What would it take in your mind for this Walkertown squad to take a bite out of this advantage here in the third?
I'd like I said, share the ball, get the ball inside a little, and not go one-on-one so much. And then somehow or another, I'm more for them to get back in the zone because I don't know if they can cover these guys.
You like the zone?
Yeah, because they can get to the basket too easy. But I'm not sure. I have to see them play man-to-man more.
Starts with the scoring. Can they do that here as Rico Daniels triggers?
They only have 17 points, so
Durant.
It's scoring.
They're trying to do now. Basketball in hand for the Wolfpack. Contact, couple shots coming. It's going to be your first Tatum and Atkinson free throws of the third quarter. Injured in a car wreck. Call the heavy hitters at Tatum and Atkinson. Here's how he worked his way to the Tatum and Atkinson free throw line.
He does a good job getting to the hole. He really does. But he needs to go down there sometime and kick out, pass the ball back.
A little traffic being directed by Rico Daniels. Wolfpack to this point in the contest have not had this opportunity. That's the first free throw shot by Walkertown, and it goes through the hoop. The Tatum and Atkinson free throw kind. Those opportunities have just been few and far between. Well, non-existent until just a moment ago, if we want to be accurate. Both of them are true.
He shoots 63% from the field. Rico Daniels.
Just like to see him get as close to the basket as possible. That runs those percentages higher, and that's well off the mark. And will be Walkertown basketball. So here you go. They get it now in a position where they can make it single digits.
And Kinston hasn't done that all night. Pass one time and take a three. That's the first time they did it. That was one pass and a three.
One of the reasons that lead was built the way it is. It's bounced off of Wiley. Somehow it all pinballs around and ends up in his grasp again. Wiley goes to work. And he is anticipated and turned aside by Brennan Chambers. Chambers, a senior, we told you early on, he's a Marshall football commit. He plays with a physical approach, and boy, was he timely here with that block. He'll play for the Thundering Herd. He won't have to change his wardrobe, will he, Coach?
No, he won't. What position you think?
You have to keep a lot of green in it.
What position football you think?
Oh, what do you think? How do you size him up?
Not sure.
Versatile type athlete. Have plenty of options about how to utilize him.
He's not a lineman.
Same's true with Kuntz. Take a look at this. He lays it home. And timeout called for on the backside as that lead is at 32-19 with 5:16 to play in the third. Kinston just keeps coming at you.
They keep coming. And they've been tested. They've been tested this year, so. And they're a high-octane team. They just keep going at you.
Well, you saw a nice play there. One of the many play of the game candidates. We will have the Akeem and Astapulo play of the game. Don't stream, call Akeem. Dial 800-all-7s. The reminder from Akeem and Astapulo, sponsor of our play of the game, coming your way at the conclusion of this contest. Fans into it. Everybody making sure they communicate expectations for these two teams. Again, just under 200 miles and a 3-hour tour for Kinston. The Vikings have embraced the journey well. 21-3 for Perry Tyndall's squad. Told you about his assistants, all of his staff. Of course, the trainer, Crystal Bryant, video, Daniel Torres, special analyst, Drew Tyndall, handling hydration, scorekeeper, Wande Jenkins. So many make experiences like this possible. How about that kept alive? What a job done underneath by Daniels.
That goes down as a rebound.
Daniels kept it alive, but no points on the end, and then a little bit of a miscommunication on the break.
That's a rebound when he's laying on the ground. That's a rebound.
one of the harder ones to get. It's got to work its way through everybody else.
Now, they have to really pass the ball. He went one-on-one. They have to, or they're going to, this score could get out of hand.
Important for Walkertown, these opportunities after a turnover. Remember, 7 miles, 17 minutes for Walkertown right here in the area. In fact, their band was playing the Demon Deacon fight song a little bit ago. So familiar with this area. Winston, the Triad. Happy to have you with us from here in Winston. Rising above and just kind of laying it home. Boy, you saw the elevation from Keyshawn Herring there, though. The junior, impressive.
Got to get back.
3 on the other end, won't go.
Here we go.
Pulled down by Wiggins. Taken back, Autry. And Autry going to be whistled for the travel as when he went up, Chambers timed it beautifully and left him right in no man's land.
Walkertown's not playing high percentage offensive basketball. They're taking really tough shots. Sharing the ball hard.
Walkertown, I'll go back to it, the 7-0 run, the 13-0 run, the 2 spurts that propelled them to the state championship environment. They're going to need something similar, if not greater than that, to make this one tight down the stretch. It is 34-19 now with 4:10 to play. And some candidates already emerging for our player of the game, Coach. You got 9 for Herring, 9 for Washington. That's 2/3 of that trio we were talking about. Candidates for our Riddle and Riddle player of the game. Riddle and Riddle, when justice counts. Riddle and Riddle, sponsors of our player of the game.
That's really a nice backcourt. High school backcourt, the 2 right there you just talked about, that's a beautiful backcourt.
Well, and
when you had Herring and Washington, that's nice. That's like a good college backcourt, to be honest with you.
And then you had Genesis Wiggins in there too.
That's another one.
Think about what Chambers has done today. Kuntz is a nice addition. Gooding, who we talked about a little bit, off the bench among others. We saw Hawkins for a period of time earlier. Yeah, it's a wealth of individuals that can make their mark.
Yeah, they go deep. It's a little trap, but someone's.
Got 5 different players having scored in this contest today through the Vikings. What a move to lay it home.
Kinston's doing whatever they want to do.
That's Washington. He's part of the reason.
Yeah, they're doing whatever they want to do.
Washington with 11. He's the first to double figures. Answer on the other end from Grady. Grady trying to will his group back now.
Transition, good.
And Grady with the takeaway, but it's back into the hands of Chambers, who finishes with the bucket. Boy, just when it looked like Grady had done something positive on both ends of the floor, Chambers right where he needed to be. Yeah, Coach, Herring 9, Washington 9, Chambers 8. Wiggins a bucket. That was last check. Washington now 11. Chambers now 10. It just updated. And here's Grady. He's the last 2 trips been the go-to guy for Walkertown. But the gap grows further as another one is laid home by Kuntz. And you said it, that was created beautifully.
Yeah, the players are in the right position. They spread out. It's hard to defend,
Looking out front to Herring. Has a teammate there, jammed home by Genesis Wiggins. Kinston making a run of their own.
You can't run with these guys.
And a whistle staying what looked as if it was shaping up to be perhaps another fast break. One right after another from the Vikings of Kinston. And they're cruising now, 42-23 the advantage as we break away from Winston. Much more of our coverage of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Championships coming your way, brought your way by Riddle and Riddle Injury Lawyers. What a day to be enjoying a state championship moment and memory, perhaps one of the earliest memories Brought your way on the Original Grills Fan Cam. Elevate your grill game. That's Original Grills, sponsors of our fan camp throughout the course of this North Carolina High School Athletic Association Championship Week. And it's stretched out to a championship week now. You got the 8 classifications. You got a men's and a women's championship on both sides. So if you're a basketball fan, settle in to Winston-Salem for the week and just enjoy rapid fire championships coming your direction. It's been our pleasure to bring them to you from Sinclair Broadcasting as a part of our hoops packages around the country. We're showing these across the Carolinas, and they're brought to you by Riddle & Riddle. What a joy. Coach, Walkertown not going away. This is a team you know going to fight you right down to the wire, but they've got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they
here.
do, because Kinston's getting good shots. You know, they're high percentage shots.
Chased down by Kinston's
Stop.
Chambers into the hands of Washington now. Washington, Wiggins, Herring, we've talked about them throughout. That trio, the all-conference performers. You had Chambers do it. Kuntz has been good. Cutting in off the bench has made his presence known from time to time. Did we say Kuntz has been good? There's the junior again.
That's sharing the basketball. That's really nice basketball.
Kuntz becomes the 3rd in double figures. He joins Washington and Chambers in that category. Then you talk about the 7 boards that Wiggins has pulled down in addition to his buckets in this game. It's been everybody a contributor. Of course, Washington's been there. He leads the way. Give him 13 in the contest. Stop and fire away for Wiley, too strong. Out front, Herring elevates. One more coming as he'll look for 3 the old-fashioned way.
The game got out of hand. I mean, this.
On the doorstep of a half 100 now with this spurt. Herring and company coming to life.
Walkertown is elected just to run with them and just run up and down with them. And it's not going to work.
Herring with 11. Washington with 11. Chambers with 10. We talked about Wiggins with the 7 boards. By the way, Chambers 10 boards, 10 points. He's got the double-double out of the crowd right now. Here is Herring to the line. And his double-figure total rises by 1 as he knocks in the free throw. The Tatum and Atkinson free throw is true. Walkertown in some trouble now. Kinston, group that made their punch word coming into this championship environment as this is laid home by Grady. Boy, Grady putting together a valiant effort here. He's in double digits. He's the only player in double digits on the Walkertown side. He's given full effort tonight, Coach.
Yeah, he has.
Keenan Grady, the senior. The mantra, grateful for the opportunity, grateful for the skill set, grateful for the chance to play in this environment, and they are showing it. Washington with another, and boy, are they grateful he's wearing those colors in Kinston green. What did Coach Tindall say? So many blessings in life, taking part of days like this. I loved what he said. He said being a part of these young men's lives as important as anything that happens out on the court. And it makes its hay, it experiences its joy in these moments when you can put a 3rd quarter together like they just did, Coach.
Oh, yeah, and I totally agree with what he said. It really does. It's much more than that.
On the floor, it resulted in a 23-12 clip as they outscored Walkertown in the 3rd to pull away and take command of the basketball game as they pursue a 3A crown. What a day to be enjoying a state championship moment and memory, perhaps one of the earliest memories. Brought your way on the Original Grills Fan Cam. Elevate your grill game. That's Original Grills, sponsors of our fan camp throughout the course of this North Carolina High School Athletic Association Championship Week. And it's stretched out to a championship week now. You got the 8 classifications. You got a men's and a women's championship on both sides. So if you're a basketball fan, settle in to Winston-Salem for the week and just enjoy rapid-fire championships coming your direction. It's been our pleasure to bring them to you from Sinclair Broadcasting as a part of our hoops packages around the country. We're showing these across the Carolinas, and they're brought to you by Riddle & Riddle. What a joy. Coach, Walkertown not going away. This is a team you know going to fight you right down to the wire, but they've got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they
here.
do, because Kinston's getting good shots. You know, they're high percentage shots.
Chased down by Kinston's
Stop.
Chambers into the hands of Washington now. Washington, Wiggins, Herring, we've talked about them throughout. That trio, the all-conference performers. You add Chambers to it. Kuntz has been good. Cutting in off the bench has made his presence known from time to time. Did we say Kuntz has been good? There's the junior again.
That's sharing the basketball. That's really nice basketball.
Kuntz becomes the third in double figures. He joins Washington and Chambers in that category. Then you talk about the 7 boards that Wiggins has pulled down in addition to his buckets in this game. It's been everybody a contributor. Of course, Washington's been there. He leads the way. Give him 13 in the contest. Stop and fire away for Wiley, too strong. Out front, Herring elevates. One more coming as he'll look for 3 the old-fashioned way.
The game got out of hand. I mean, this.
On the doorstep of a half 100 now with this spurt. Herring and company coming to life.
Walkertown is elected just to run with them and just run up and down with them. And it's not going to work.
Herring with 11. Washington with 11. Chambers with 10. We talked about Wiggins with the 7 boards. By the way, Chambers 10 boards, 10 points. He's got the double-double out of the crowd right now. Here is Herring to the line. And his double-figure total rises by 1 as he knocks in the free throw. The Tatum and Atkinson free throw is true. Walkertown in some trouble now. Kinston, group that made their punch word coming into this championship environment as this is laid home by Grady. Boy, Grady putting together a valiant effort here. He's in double digits. He's the only player in double digits on the Walkertown side. He's given full effort tonight, Coach.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Keenan Grady, the senior. The mantra, grateful. Grateful for the opportunity. Grateful for the skill set. Grateful for the chance to play in this environment, and they are showing it. Washington with another, and boy, are they grateful he's wearing those colors in Kinston green. What did Coach Dindle say? So many blessings in life, taking part of days like this. I loved what he said. He said being a part of these young men's lives as important as anything that happens out on the court. And it makes its hay, it experiences its joy in these moments when you can put a third quarter together like they just did, Coach.
Oh, yeah, and I totally agree with what he said. It really does. It's much more than that.
On the floor, it resulted in a 23-12 clip as they outscored Walkertown in the third to pull away and take command of the basketball game as they pursue a 3A crown. The Kinston players at the press conferences this past week, asked to describe their mentality, said, well, we play with it. If we stay together, nobody can stop us mentality. Certainly haven't been stopped today. They have played together to the tune of 64 points on the board here in the fourth quarter. And Coach, they find themselves just under 4 minutes away from a state championship. This is a special group. You think about the junior Herring, the junior Washington, obviously Wiggins and Chambers are the seniors in that starting lineup, and the third junior Kuntz that makes that core of this unit. You could throw Gooding in there, the junior, Garner off the bench, also a junior, Hawkins, who's a senior, we've seen from time to time today. It's just a deep, deep squad with a great deal of confidence in one another.
And the big thing is they share the ball, so everybody gets a chance to score and do their thing. And that's really important in basketball. You have to let everybody feel good. And so I take my hat off to them. They're a very well-coached team.
Walkertown will have Rico Daniels at the line. Remember, he was fouled just before the break, and with 3:56 to play, he's going to try to work to that 40 threshold. He'll do so.
He's a good player.
You've been impressed with him today.
Yes, I have it. It's sometimes, you know, he's trying to take it one-on-one, but skill-wise, he's a very good player.
Well, he certainly was good on that see-through construction free throw. In fact, he's good on both of them. This Walkertown team, a perfect 6 for 6 from the charity stripe, just as those numbers tell you, haven't been there a lot. Hey, he's still got skills. Coach Tyndall was ready to go on that bench for the Vikings. He's staying alert over there. Boy, what a job he's done with his team. And, you know, with the right spirit, he talks about the blessings and the challenges and what happens off the court being more important than what happens on the court. All the pieces are there for this Vikings squad. And foul call right down underneath the bucket with 3:38 to play. It's going to be on Chambers. Third foul on Chambers there. And that's a team fourth. 3 fouls on Chambers, 3 fouls on Wiggins, 2 on Washington. When you're tracking foul issues here in the fourth, it's of little consequence, you would think, right now to the outcome, as Kinston is trending on toward a title. Walkertown giving you every bit of fight you would expect out of them down to the wire. And Grady, who just knocked home his 15th point of the day, has been special for the Wolfpack. Handed off underneath, blocked by Lowe. But relentless effort has been the story for the Vikings.
That's a heck of a possession. That's a lot of good hands right there, because the hands got that thing going.
How many times was it disrupted?
Here we go, one.
Before Herring finishes it. That was his drive through, and he goes to the line for an and one chance.
They have not taken many jump shots. Most of them have been drive to the baskets.
Well, that'll help you shoot 58% from the floor, won't it? That's what they have done today. 29 of 50 from the field. And the see-through construction free throw there as well.
And they've only taken, what, 8 3-points?
8 threes?
Yeah, it's only they're taking 8.
Connected on 2 of them.
Yeah, so it's tremendous.
Back of the iron won't fall into the hands of Genesis Wiggins. You know, you think about the genesis of this squad, and it comes down to the group that we talked so much about, a quartet today on the floor leading the way. And I go back to, if folks weren't with us when we talked a little bit about it at the end of the third quarter, the upperclassmen being the leaders in the locker room, receiving praise from their coaching staff for doing so. It's a big piece of the puzzle.
Yes, it is. It really is.
3 and change to go. I know from a coach's perspective, and you've been there many times, it has to be nice when you can look up at the scoreboard and see enough separation that you aren't pulling your hair out en route to that championship moment.
There's usually not a lot of those days. I mean, a 10-point game, I'm doing it.
It has to be like this.
There's very few times you have games like this.
67-42 as Kinston has flexed its muscles in this state championship environment. Plenty to be proud of for Walkertown, as we said. What a year they put together, and they continue to battle right down to the wire here. But the guys wearing that trademark Kinston green, looking to do what football has done, looking to do what basketball has done so often historically. And Koontz etches another bucket onto his scorebook section today, and he continues to write the latest chapter for this Vikings athletic history.
Chambers, wide receiver.
You figured it out.
I can't figure out another position. I'm trying to figure out positions here.
Coming back into the game, Durant.
Linebacker, that's for sure.
Durant for Walkertown. You know, you're going to give your seat way to a linebacker here in just a minute.
Oh,
the old Tar Heel linebacker coming our way. I'll tell him you said so. Of course, Kevin Cantwell with us, long time basketball lifer, you might say. How about this, laid home by Washington. Been a pleasure to walk alongside you in these. If I don't get a chance to say it again before we're done, Always a joy in the journey when we get to do this together.
Same here. Same here. Thank you very much.
Of course, you notice that accent. It's a trademark. He was at Georgia Tech for years, head man at App State and beyond here in the state of North Carolina. And take some time out of the busy schedule to make sure he's a part of these high school championship environments each year. It's a pleasure to have Kevin Cantwell with us. We got a player down here with 1:50 to go. And the last thing you want to see in this game, which is
Chambers
come this direction, would be anybody to be shaken up in these moments.
There's cramps.
They're tending to it. You hope that's all it is. I'm saying from your mouth to God's ears right now in terms of you hope there's nothing more there for any of these players in this contest after putting together such tremendous years.
You could tell by the way they're rubbing his legs.
Yep. Doesn't make it feel any better at the moment, but he's going to be okay. They bring him to his feet in a nice hand. For Washington, it's Shamarian Washington, the injured Kinston Viking. 1:50 left to play. We remind you, one more contest left to play. A little bit later this evening, we kind of alluded to it a moment ago that there's another coming. You'll see Reedsville and Salisbury, the Rams and the Hornets, going to collide for the 4A men's championship at the conclusion of this one. So this Friday, winding on toward closure. I tell you, Coach, if you're a basketball lover, the way these things spread out now with the 8 classifications and the 2 championships on each side, pitch a tent in Winston-Salem and you're going to enjoy yourself, right?
You're going to have the whole week of it.
1:50 to play. What are your takeaways from this one?
Well, I just think the Kingston's, they're a very, very good basketball team. And if you have good guards, you're even extra better, you know?
And you saw, and this is what you've done for a living for a lifetime, is spot young talent, develop it, grow it, and turn it into lifetime professional talent. You see a lot of potential in that camp on this floor.
Yeah, I see a college player.
And how about a championship moment for this young man? Keyshawn Kenner adds his name to the group scoring in a championship environment. And you know what makes that even sweeter for the Vikings? He's a senior on the floor in the state championship environment. He and Hawkins, the 2 seniors, off the bench, and he has a moment to remember.
You'll have it for the rest of his life. Ooh.
With 1 minute to play, there's a bucket for Justin Gooding. We showed you Gooding, the junior, early in this one, and he's going to go to the line for one more. How about this, Coach?
Unbelievable.
Everybody a contributor for the Kinston Vikings. There's a see-through construction free throw coming. And here's the moment they've waited for, Coach. They call for the starters. They call for the seniors, even Kenner over there after his big bucket a moment ago. And they receive a nice ovation from the community. Now, that's nothing like what's going to happen when they get off the bus back home, right?
No.
The trophy's coming with them in about a minute.
Rico Daniels is a nice player. He has a nice pull-up jump shot.
And still battling, just what you would want. Wolfpack fans should be proud. 3 from the corner will not go. That was an effort for Jaden Herring to get involved. That hangs on the rim. It's somewhat symbolic of what the evening has been for Walkertown. But they'll make the short trip back up the road. They'll regroup, be grateful for what these seniors like Wiley and Grady have done, and be ready to make the latest run another time in another place. There's something about always that first team that gets you there. They may not always be the team that closes the deal, but they're the team that always lays the foundation.
You're exactly right.
And Walkertown can be proud of this group for that.
Well, they have to be proud. Today maybe not, they're proud, but that's today they'll be proud.
What this group has done, tremendous. And that is Grady knocking it home.
Grady's put up some good numbers. He's done a good job there.
Grady with 16 points, and he's pulled down 9 boards. One more rebound here in the closing seconds, and he could be a double-double performer. 17 for Grady.
Shot the ball at a high percentage.
He gave you everything you wanted today.
Oh, my gosh.
No, Waters parted.
The defender went the wrong way.
To allow the sophomore Jaden Herring to lay it home. Elijah Garner in the game. A number of these players getting to be a part of it. There's Brown. JBO Brown, the sophomore. I'm going to call a tie-up. Also into the contest, John Terrion Cobb, another of the sophomores. So everybody for Kinston, the value of a game like this is getting to have valuable moments when it comes to the state championship environment.
They're a team, you know, I wrote down before the game, starting five, all capable of scoring. That happened. Well, and the depth is tremendous.
They've done it. And just moments ago, Coach Ford's walking by us here, the head coach of the Demon Deacons. He's wanting to get an eye on some of this talent as we speak as well. There's the final horn. And the Kinston Vikings have completed an impressive championship run. 80 on the board. And Coach Perry Tyndall and company going to carry the title back down the road east of here with a year to remember. What an afternoon turned evening for Kinston. Vikings, everything you would expect them to be in this one, Coach.
Yeah, they were good. They were really good. They came in, they represented the school really well.
Herring with 21, Washington with 21, Kuntz with 14, Chambers with 10, a full quartet in double figures in this one. We'll come back, have the trophy presentation, get set to wrap up this 3A men's title contest. It's the Kinston Vikings. They'll reign in 3A in the Old North State. We'll come back, have all the superlatives for you on the other side of the break.